Something can be said about the ease of setting up a CCTV camera system. Sure, you may lose the benefit of the wireless connectivity you might get from some IP cameras, but in return, you gain a network of secure cameras that just do their job and don't care about what wireless router you have. So in today's video, let's check out an all-in-one security camera kit from LaView. This is the LaView 4-camera, 8-channel, 5-megapixel CCTV security camera DVR system. It comes with 4 waterproof bullet cameras and a 1 terabyte hard drive. These 2592 by 1920 HD TVI cameras offer 150% more pixels than the regular 1080p cameras, giving you a clear image of whatever you decide to point them at. Now, each camera has a built-in infrared lights for low light situations and offer a viewing distance of up to 65 feet. And of course, using the standard CCTV connections, you do not get any built-in microphone options for recording audio, although the DVR does have the ability to hook up separate audio sources. Moving on to the DVR, you get 8 channels of CCTV video in connections, 1 Ethernet port, 1 USB 3.0 on the rear, and 1 USB 2.0 on the front, an HDMI, VGA, and CCTV video out. Also an RCA audio input and output. Along with this, you get power and an RS-485 connection used for connecting to alarms. The DVR software is fairly straightforward and easy to use. It has a unique pattern password option that I actually haven't seen used on a DVR before, making it much easier to quickly gain access to the system. Of course, one of the most important roles of any DVR is to be able to find and export events captured on video, and the LaView DVR has a few different features built in to make this process easier. This includes the motion detection and event logging that allows you to limit your video playback to only those times of which movement is detected, making the process of finding what you need very simple. In my experience, however, the event viewing process can be rather tedious without having some kind of a thumbnail system to preview before playing an event. So I much prefer the smart playback that consecutively plays back those events for each camera you choose. In this playback option, you can go back and forth in time to find what you need much easier without having to scrub through the continuous recording of the camera. Speaking of, trying to find and or play anything with the continuous playback option is clunky and unreliable at best. I'm sure with a little bit more time, I probably could get this system to work better, but with smart playback, I will probably never access this option again, ever. Now, this DVR does support 8 CCTV cameras, but it also has the option to add up to 2 IP cameras that support ONVIF. Adding IP cameras is extremely simple as it auto-discovers them on your network, needing only your password to complete the setup. In my example, I used a Reolink and an Amcrest PTZ camera, and the DVR was fully able to not only add but control the PTZ functionality of both right from the DVR. It even had the option to set up custom roaming patterns for expanding your video coverage of an area automatically. And just for the sake of saying I tried, I also hooked up another CCTV camera I had from a previous review kit. This camera, using the same connections, hooked right up to the DVR and was automatically added to the DVR as expected. Now, so far you've seen many examples of the quality these cameras can produce while inside, but in this next clip, you can see what they have to offer outdoors. So this is going to give you an example of what it looks like outside in broad daylight. I mean, we're talking almost the middle of the day. The audio that you're hearing is actually coming from my iPhone because these cameras do not have any built-in audio recording capabilities. Now, you'll find these built-in microphones more so on IP cameras because they can handle that. This one only has one video output. It does not have any audio connections. However, the DVR does come with some audio input options if you wanted to configure your DVR to record some audio. As you can tell, the image is pretty clear and it is very usable. But while the footage is clear and technically usable, it does suffer from some video artifacts that overall hinder some of the much needed details. In the video I showed you, even though I blurred out the street sign across the street, I was barely able to make out the street name. And I noticed a lot of blurring and artifacts going around my face and in the grass. Now, I made sure to export this footage directly from the DVR, which again was very easy to do, but this ensured the quality was at the highest available. But the footage loses a lot of fine details that you may need to capture something like a license plate. Capturing the details of my face, being about 15 feet away, was easy, making this a decent camera to watch over your front porch. And to be honest, I don't feel like the quality is at the fault of the camera, rather the encoding process. I did try disabling H.265 encoding to get maybe a rawer output of the camera for a better image, but it netted the same results. Perhaps if LaView offered some more advanced encoding options that allowed the user to customize the encoding, this picture could be cleared up. To demonstrate the night vision ability, here's a clip of me walking up to the front porch with no other light sources. Again, this footage was directly exported from the DVR for maximum quality, so you be the judge. So the DVR has a lot of features and it's pretty easy to use. Playback has many options, some easier than others, but overall I can say the DVR functions fairly well. And you've seen the quality of the cameras in a few different situations that should give you an idea of its abilities. Moving on, let's talk about all that comes with the security camera kit. Of course, you get the DVR and the 4 cameras, but you also get 4 pre-made 60-foot cables and a power supply to install them with. You also get a simple USB mouse with a remote control for the DVR. They even include some stickers you can place on your doors announcing the use of a security camera system to hopefully scare off some would-be burglars. But this leads me to my second area of concern, my first being the loss of fine details in the video encoding quality. And that is the cable length. Being limited to 60 foot of cable can heavily restrict your ability to wire each camera in a clean fashion. This of course will depend on your setup, but I would have liked to seen at least 100-foot cables in the kit like I've seen in other kits. However, these are just standard CCTV cables, so finding longer ones on Amazon or eBay is very easy and fairly affordable, so the issue is not that severe. It just, bugs me. On the topic of things that confuse me, LaView has a confusing amount of iOS apps in the App Store. LaView Mobile, LaView Connect, LaView Now, LaView Patrol. I mean, I don't know why they have all these, but LaView Connect was the app that I needed to get up and running. And after some tinkering, I was able to get the mobile view to work. And yes, it does work fairly decently, but I much prefer the interface of Blue Iris more. Which leads me to my favorite feature of the LaView DVR, ONVIF. With this, the DVR allows me to stream each camera out of the DVR to my Blue Iris NVR software. I know this is kind of a niche usage scenario, but it comes in handy when you have multiple setups, like one in an office and one at home, and you want to connect them both together. It did take a little bit of research on my part to find the correct RTSP stream configuration to get it working correctly, so here's a view of my settings in Blue Iris. Take note that at the end of the path, using 101, 201, 301, etc., controls the camera channel. Overall, I like the LaView 4-camera DVR kit, but I would like to see some better controls on the encoding to take better advantage of the 5-megapixel camera quality. The whole thing is easy to set up and get running with very little configuration to meet your needs, and even though the continuous playback could use some work, the smart playback feature more than makes up for it. At the time of recording this video, you can find this kit on Amazon for about $260 after a $100 discount, making it a reasonable deal as a starter kit that you can add more cameras to later if you so choose. Of course, I will link below to Amazon if you'd like to see more detailed specifications of the kit. As always, like and subscribe below. Thank you for watching and have yourself a good day.